Voiceover is from a man named Ringo who has come to a bank to access his safety deposit box. Ringo then says that there is nothing safe about a safety deposit box because whatever is stored in it has no record, and if something gets stolen from it, neither the bank nor the government will care because they don't have any record of that their items in the safety deposit box weren't insured as they chose not to keep a record. Then we are shown the second character of the movie, a boy named Week, who believed in childhood that fireworks kept evil spirits away, who now enjoys blowing up illegal drug factories. Next, we're introduced to the third character of the movie named Violet, who recently rescued some young girls from a trafficking ring. So obviously the bad guys want revenge on Violet, but they don't know that Violet Los Angeles, where the FBI is about to transfer a prisoner named Richard. But when they go to check, they find that Richard has escaped from prison again, and this time the FBI and Mr. Schultz are very unhappy. Because Mr. Schultz is attending to clean it, he also picks his wallet. But when he's about to leave, Prince's guards catch him and return the wallet to Prince. Richard barely escapes. Then Richard finds a card with Prince written on it, exactly like the one Ringo and Violet received. But Richard doesn't trust it easily, so he goes to the hotel where Prince Hakim is staying and steals his pen. But then he's shocked to find that this man isn't a real prince. He's just a con artist who pretends to be a prince and cons people. The place he claims to be prince of doesn't even exist. This man had sent the Prince cards to Ringo and the gang. Then Richard finds out that Prince paid Honey in prison to lie to second in command of a man named Abu Hirawi, the leader of the biggest terrorist organization in the Middle East. So Schultz has a very good connection with that organization. After hearing all this, Richard says they should tell the military or someone else, not him, because he doesn't want to go. Needs a lot of money which is traceable, so these people exchange their money for gold. And they keep their gold in a special place that most people don't want to go to. Richard guesses that all the terrorist gold is stored in one of Schultz's prison. So now they all want to go to that prison to steal the gold. But again, Richard refuses.
They were meeting after many years and are very happy to see each other. The next day, Richard goes back to the Misfits team and says he is ready to work with them, but he wants 50% of the loot. Violet says that's impossible because they plan to distribute the stolen money among the poor and needy so they can live a better life. Hearing this, Richard authorities who could take action against Skult. Violet replies that they've already tried, but the authorities don't believe them. Skult has bought them all. So, for the sake of his daughter, Richard becomes part of the Misfits and starts working with the team to plan the robbery. He says first they'll need the blueprint of the prison, and they'll have to find out exactly where the vault is located. Then they study the structure and blueprint of the prison on a projector, and after a while the team realizes that there's no lottery system in the prison. Instead, there's a vault built in place of the lottery system, which has been disguised as one. Then they head toward Jogikstan on camels, where Skult's prison is located. The scene looks quite amazing. They reach the desert and split up to stay in different hotels. Later, they all meet at a secret base. Richard says that gold is very heavy, so if they manage to steal it, they'll need a vehicle to escape, and even if they succeed, they'll need transport to leave the country because he doesn't want to carry gold in an auto rickshaw. Prince assures them that this will be very easy for him. After all, he's a prince of a country. Obviously, he plans to use his tricks again. Richard says they can't drill the vault, they'll have to blow it up with a bomb. In the next scene, we see Skult meeting his friend Jason, to whom he gives a gold-filled briefcase. They have no idea that Richard and Ringo are watching them. They return to base, where Violet says that Jason probably needs money, so he peek-held the gold in Skult's prison. The second man present there is the president of Jaristan's bank, who will exchange the gold for cash for Jason. The next day, when Jason is taking the cash-filled briefcase from the bank, Richard bumps into him and manages to switch the briefcase in a split second. When Jason shows the briefcase to his boss, Abu, he gets shocked. It contains books instead of cash. So Abu kills Jason and then tells Skult that the briefcase he sent didn't contain gold. Someone stole it in between. But Skult doesn't take this seriously. Abu then says he'll meet him in 3 days to retrieve his gold, which is bad news because the gold will be moved at that time. so the gold must be stolen within 3 days, and that's only possible if something goes wrong inside the prison. Ringo says that he has 2 men who work as cooks in the prison. They will mix red poison in the food, which will force the guards to take the sick prisoners to the hospital. Richard continues, saying that they'll need a big vehicle to take the gold out, so they'll use an ambulance that will be transporting the sick prisoners from the prison. No one will know that under the stretchers there will also be gold hidden. But this job won't be easy. Next, we see Ringo disguised as a health worker asking the prison warden where the food storage equipment is bought from. The warden replies that they buy all equipment from Pacific Industries. Week and Richard are watching this scene live on Ringo's phone and hack into the prison's system. At the same time, Ringo tells the warden that he must buy 2 new ovens for the prison to meet new safety standards, or the prison will fail upcoming inspections and he'll have to answer to the ministry. The warden then starts calling Pacific Industries to place an order for the ovens. Richard intercepts the call and assures the warden that the ovens will be delivered to the prison soon.
Shortly after, Richard and Week arrive with the ovens and begin installing them in the prison kitchen, but it's revealed that these machines contain the team's equipment, which will be used for the heist. Suddenly, they hear a noise, so Week and Richard hide inside the ovens wearing their teammates' clothes. The warden comes to check the ovens, but Ringo somehow distracts him and steals the gold vault's access card from the warden's pocket and gives it to his teammates. Then, using the access card, they enter the lottery room where the vault is located. They inspect the vault and leave. During the next breakfast, they mix a chemical into the food, causing all the prisoners to vomit. Seeing this, the warden and guards panic and decide to send the sick prisoners to the hospital. The prisoners are taken out on stretchers, and taking advantage of this situation, Richard and Week reach a room just above the vault. The team starts drilling a hole into the vault using their drilling machine, and soon they successfully create a hole that goes straight through to the vault room, which is filled with gold. They connect a pipe to a gas cylinder and pass it through the hole into the vault, where they begin filling the vault with gas. Once the cylinder is empty, they drop a lit matchstick through the hole, causing a powerful explosion inside the vault. But no one pays attention to the blast because at the same time, a blast was also set off outside the bank to cover the noise of the vault explosion. Meanwhile, Vit tampers with the CCTV to ensure no one finds out about their robbery. Seeing so many incidents happening at once inside the vault, Scult becomes suspicious and begins checking the CCTV footage. When he looks at the vault footage, his suspicion increases. He asks to zoom in on the footage, but it doesn't zoom, which confirms to Scult that someone is trying to steal gold from the vault. He heads toward the vault with his thugs. But when he arrives at the vault, he is shocked to find it empty. No gold, no robbers, because by now they've already disappeared. Mr. Scult immediately orders the entire prison to be locked down, but as he's leaving the gallery, he sees Richard and Week carrying stretchers, and suddenly a gold bar falls off one of the stretchers. Scult realizes the robbers are taking the gold out through the stretchers. Before he can do anything, Richard and the gang have already exited the prison. Now Scult is extremely panicked. He gets a call from one of his men who informs him that they found Richard's daughter and captured her. Hearing this brings some relief to Scult. Meanwhile, the police begin checking the ambulances and stretchers but don't find any gold, which shocks Scult. Just then, a red car passes by, raising Scult's suspicion, so he starts chasing it. And yes, his suspicion was right. The car is being driven by Prince, who takes the car off-road as it's made for off-roading. Soon, Scult's thugs arrive in their vehicles and start chasing Prince. Prince reaches his private plane, but Scult and his gang also arrive and begin checking Prince's car. However, the car is empty, which shocks Scult again. We're shown a flashback, revealing that the robbers never actually took the gold out of the prison. Instead, they melted the gold and made an eagle statue out of it, which they painted and took out of the prison without raising any suspicion. After all, everyone was searching for gold. Scult gets angry and yells at his team, but just then some guards arrive and arrest Scult. These guards were hired by Prince, who is actually a fake Prince pretending to be real. Panicked, Scult calls his men and tells them to kill Richard's daughter.
But just as his thugs are about to kill her, it's revealed it's not Hope, it's Violet, who stylishly shows off her violent skills like Black Widow and takes down the thugs. This means the team has successfully completed the robbery and escaped safely. But then comes a twist. The statue in the van, which was supposed to be made of gold, turns out to be fake, and Richard is nowhere to be found. Everyone assumes Richard ran away with all the gold. Just then, a warehouse door opens, revealing Richard and the Golden Eagle. Seeing this, Hope is very happy. After that, the team happily celebrates, and then we are shown a news report that an anonymous party has made the largest donation to UNICEF's Children Fund. And with this scene, the movie ends. So for now, goodbye, and thanks for watching.